up, traders? Fucking crazy day. Oh, Alex is in here. I want to speak to him. Crazy day. It's not often that I'm like shaking from trading, but I was shaking. I was so nervous. And for good reason as well. That is just got Bram coming in. Fuck, invite him. All right, cool. Yeah. So it's a good day. It's a good day. You guys are coming in. I mean, look, I haven't drank through the week for a while. It's been cutting back, so it's gaining too much weight. But I had to drink whiskey because it was fucking terrifying. If it's terrifying, you shouldn't really trade. What's up, Zach? What up, Deep? Fucking. But yeah, like crazy day. Like let's just kind of go over some stuff. I'm up 1.4K today. Let's just check what I'm up at the latest because I'm in AIHS, which is dropping, but I'm out most of it. But I know it's AIHS is up 100%. So hey, let's just show you the charts. What's up? Got a whiskey down here. I've had a few. I'm all right. I'm up 1.4K, but it was fucking touch and go at times. Honestly, it was scary. Hang on, let's get Bram in. Bram's in. All right, sexy. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. Pretty decent day.
So, how much are you up?
I'm $16 only, but it's more like
no, it's good. It's a green day for you, brother. It's a green day for you. So I mean, I'm gonna get a glass of wine before we do anything, but I mean, just to tell the audience, we're probably gonna be on for about 30 to 40 minutes. I'm just gonna check my trades and have a glass of wine because fucking bit scared. But I'm flat. I'm basically up 1,442. But it wasn't like that. I was down 1,300 at one point. It was terrifying. And NBC's popping back up. I'm shorting into VWAP. It's fine. I'm just gonna go to the toilet and then I'll.
Yeah, fine with me.
We'll go through my trades and your trades, and I'll get about the wine. Anna, yes, I did short that. I'm short now. I'm short AIHS and I'm short NNBC.
Okay.
Bram, say something.
I don't know what to say.
Say something, Bram. Say something.
Should I sing?
Talk to the people.
How many people are in?
How
many people are in?
32. And I'm also $32 down unrealized as well. So that's good. But it's just open. Normally you'll get about 50 or 60, and sometimes you get over 100 if it's fucking particularly busy. Whoa! I'm up $60 all of a sudden.
Cheers to the green day.
NNBC and AIHS are dropping together at the same time. That's why.
Yeah, I see it. Are you going to go over your trades first, or should I share my screen? Go over my trades. It's gone.
I'll go over mine quickly because I've only got two, so I'll go over them quickly, and then we'll go over yours together, and then that's a wrap. Because
yes,
I don't want to spend.
Just a quick recap.
Let's just give us a sec. So I'm also scared about giving fucking the account details away on the internet.
Yeah, I can understand.
So I've got my brokerage account and I'm not really checking what I'm doing and stuff. So hang on. So that's good. Let's figure. I just want to put everything on another screen. Give us a sec. You should see this tiger. I've got the best. Oh, look at this. Check this tiger out. How cute is that? It's my screensaver. I've got 3 of them. I've got 3 of them lying in the snow.
Maybe at the 100K mark you can buy one. Trading, buddy.
Pretty funny thing to say.
It's bringing luck.
So hang on, let's just see what it's been a fucking whirlwind, honestly. I've been all over the place. Let us just figure out what the hell I'm doing. So right now, down a bit on NNVC. So let us just screenshot me profit and loss quickly. I'm trying to do this while being in trades. It's a bit dodgy. Sorry though. So let us just screenshot me profit and loss so people can see what's going on. Save.
Yeah, okay.
Hey,
what up, Deep? What up, Anna? Did you trade anything today, Deep?
Yeah. Oh no, that's yesterday. Hang on. Sorry.
I was talking to. I was asking Deep Trades if he was trading anything today.
You guys can see that, right? There's no account number there. That's fine.
Yeah.
Can you see that on the screen,
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. So it was 715 on AIHS and 726 on NNVC. And I'm basically flat. I'm down $60 on NNVC now, but I'm up $40 on AIHS. So I'm not down much. So I mean, let's just quickly go through the thesis on NNVC, and then I'll quickly show you my trade, and then we can do yours.
Yes.
Try not to keep it too long. But NNVC, we can see. Let's just check the stream's fine. You can see the full screen, right?
Yeah, I can see the screen.
Okay, cool. So I mean, it runs one day. Then it's run multi-days, and then it gaps and falls, and then ever since it had this big run from the 2s to the 20s, it's like gap and fail, gap and fail. I mean, it holds its highs, but it's just all red, right?
Yeah.
So then, for me, when it had this run from the 6s to the 12s, I was just thinking, I mean, if you look at even on this volume, it ran, it gapped and failed. So I was thinking on similar volume, which it'll trade a bit more today. The market's a bit heavier, but you've got all of this resistance, even though it's an 8 million float, it's still resistance on the chart. It's just like it'll probably gap and fail. Like, I mean, I didn't know it would gap and fail. Honestly, I didn't have a clue.
Yeah,
I just thought it might. So hopefully this is the right one. Oh, that's AIHS. We'll show that in a minute. So then with NNVC, yeah, I mean, look, I've even got notes on the chart saying play it just like ViV with conviction, because and I wish I did and I didn't. With NNVC, you can see it,
Yeah, I can see it.
Taking starter size 950, 970 towards the 10s, taking a bit of starter size, because although it was making new highs, and I was a little bit early, like you can see I was short like 720, which is a bit stupid. I short a bit early, but then when a stock breaks out, like say when it broke from the 10s, say when it broke here from the 9s, it broke to the 10s, and then when it broke from the 10s, it broke to like 1040, 1050, but it was it was heavy. It wasn't like rocketing up. It was heavy, and it was heavy on the tape as well. So it took some light starters, took some heavier starters into the 1050s. Had it gone to the 11s, the 1130s, 1140s, I would have had to cut it. I was down at the most. I was down like 100 and maybe I was down 220 at 220ish, something like that. But I mean, I'm up 1.5k on the day, so like you've got to keep it in proportion, like what you're up, what you're down. NNVC and AIHS are both coming down. I'm up 120 unrealized on that as well, which is cool. But like, it's not like, do you see how it's not ripping up and then consolidating and ripping up? It's popped up, like, and if you look here, see if I can, I'm not even going to try and draw on the chart, but you can see the mouse. When it pops up and it holds and then it tries to break out again, it just can't. That's when I started adding proper size, and then I covered into VWAP because NNVC is tricky. You never know what it's going to do. Covered a bit more into VWAP, and then when it dipped, I shorted, a bit more into VWAP because it had failed VWAP, covered at the bottom. And then from the 960s, I expected this to test higher day, and it just didn't. It got really weak. So when it couldn't even test the higher day, because you know NNVC, it's a typical stock that tends to have volatility and it tends to be able to run. When it couldn't even hold VWAP, took an extra short, and then I shorted again, and then I was covering around the 850s, and I'm back in now. This chart doesn't show much. I mean, I'm not up much. I'm up like $20, $10 on NNVC and $100 on AIHS. So NNVC wasn't a bad trade. I would take the same trade 100 times over. But AIHS, like, I fucked up, and I'm not ashamed to say that I fucked up. Like it took 700 on both, but I fucked this one up because AIHS, and we can just check stocks to trades. AIHS is like
didn't really have a history of. Yeah, that I think it had. Yeah, it did have history. Yeah.
I mean, dude, as soon as I saw 58 million gap up and fail, like I thought, wow. I know it's traded 60 now, but it's probably going to do the same thing. And the problem is I didn't let it, because if you see on this day on the 19th, it gapped up, spiked and failed. Where for me, I was just like, it'll probably just fail. But if I'd got an entry where I shorted into the open, I mean, I would have been up $2,000, not $1,000 or 2.5. But I really fucked this one up, and the volume was higher as well. But I mean, look, the chart's terrible. Gap, like it's give it all back. Death drop here. Gapped and failed here. It's gapped and failed again, but like, so it's up 100%, and it's some Chinese piece of shit. And yeah, I mean, Seeking Alpha reported that another company invested $7 million in it. But I was like, look, the stock's fucking. It's a $2 stock, and it's up 100. So I mean, if you think, what's the market cap? It's a 50 million float at $2. It's 30 million. What's a 7 million investment really going to do? Well, it might do something, but still, just thought it was a Chinese piece of shit.
Yeah, true.
So
but the only thing before it was really crapping, I was thinking, yeah, you have to keep in mind that it has range, so it can really first spike, squeeze out early shorts, and then fail. That's the only thing that I was considering.
No, and it does, and range is good in two different ways. Range is good to the upside, and range is good to the downside. And you've got to respect the range to the upside, and you've got to hold your profits for the downside. Like AIHS, I'm kind of trying to hold for a bit longer, because this probably will go down to the 120s. But you're right, on the upside, this can go from 50 cents to 150. So why am I shorting it when it's 60% up? Should be shorting it when it's 100, 120, 140% up. Yeah. So I agree with you there, and it's where I fucked up. I mean, I held with conviction because I was like, it's a piece of shit stock, but I was down $1,200 at some points, yeah. So to be like, oh, I'm up $1,500, like I'm up around $1,600 now. It's all well and good to say, oh, you risked $1,600 to make $1,600, but nah, this was a terrible trade. These early shorts were just stupid, and I got frustrated that I'm used to having bigger months, and I'm not running away with this month. Got frustrated. I mean, to be credit, I started smallish and then added with more size. But I mean, yeah, honestly, at the 190s, I was like, I've got some room to add, but I was like, if I go above 1,500 down, risking 2K max, and it's just another stupid loss. But like, I knew it would. I knew it should fail, because it failed here and it failed here and it failed here. So like 3 or 4 times it fails. Granted, there's more volume here, but it's more likely to fail. I knew it would likely fail, but it's where is the top, and I really got it wrong, and I'll admit it, and I'll publicly talk about it on the internet.
That's good if you share your loss. Yeah, very good. But you still recover nicely, though.
Sorry? Yeah,
you still recover nicely.
Like I say, I mean, it'll be about maybe 1 point. Like AIHS has still got. I mean, I know it's down a fuckload, but it's probably going to come down more. Like, because it's up 88% on news. That's not anything great. And all of the longs are bagged here and some Chinese stock. So
yeah,
AIHS is so
probably
far
gonna break. Probably gonna break in the afternoon, maybe. Usually.
Well, you mean back up?
Nah, I think HIHS is
breakdown.
probably
Yeah.
gonna break down in the afternoon. Usually some consolidation right now.
Yeah, and NNVC as well. Like normally these red days are quite thick. It's not give enough back on the daily. But anyway, that's me. I didn't want to. I did it hopefully relatively quick. You know what I did well. You know what I did bad. So Bram, what's your? Do you want to send us your charts, or do you want to?
Yeah, I can send my charts. Oh, wait a minute. I've already sent HAHS, I think. Let me see.
Send us them on WhatsApp, and I'll check them out.
Yeah. Okay.
Bram, I think Anna Yanakova is saying that she wants to date you.
Really?
Bram, I've missed your face, you know. You're dead handsome.
Let me see. CRVS.
Nah, mate, it's not really a good day. It's a terrible day, boss. It's turned out all right. But I did the worst trading you can ever do and got away with it, to be honest. It's LWT. It's some lads I don't know. Get a whiskey down here. I'm doing wine. Deep's always in. Nice to see you, brother.
Okay, portfolio.
So basically, just explain to the guys. It's a bit of a special edition. We've got Bram, who I've been chatting, not working with you. I mean, you're as good a trader as I am. To a degree, you just need to learn not to be scared, and have a better accounting, more experience. But I'm with Bram. Bram sends us these trades sometimes, and we talk about it, and I try and help him here and where and there and where I can.
I've sent you all the charts. I trade free stocks.
So, all right, download, open. All right, cool. So that's come up on this. Hang on, let's bring that up on the stream.
Okay. So that's CRVS.
So this is basically what I got absolutely nailed in, but I got out of it okay, right? Oh no, shit, no. I CRVS something else. CRVS
was my trade for today. Was second day.
The second red day after the catwalk, which is not a style and all trade. All right, fair enough. I've got you.
So my initial thought process was, if this gets back up to yesterday's highs, around $7-ish, over $6, I would want to wait for backside, let the top confirm, and then short the bounce towards high of day. But it didn't get there, so I was thinking new plan, new approach. So from there on, I saw the flush had open, and I was waiting for a decent bounce to short into. I had orders at 5.
Hang on. Let's just analyze this. So just so I understand, and I'm just checking on another chart as well, so I can see what's going on. So CRVS gapped up, give it all back, popped back up to the 6. I've got resistance around the 650s. And you must have marked out the same. So you marked out 6 as resistance. So that's where it got a bit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you figure it's popped up. It's weak. People are going to forget about it.
Yeah. And then initially I was waiting for the bounce. 570.
Open.
The flushes said open, and then having an order at 572. I was initially planning on adding at 580, 588, and then stopping out at pre-market high. And when I saw the big flush, I decided to cover because I already had a 1 to 2 risk reward. So I knew I could always re-short, so I just wanted to lock in this profit.
So you took from 570 to 540, which is about 7% or something like that.
Yeah,
not bad. And then it's a weird one because when stocks flush and then they pop up, normally on this green candle where you shorted, sometimes they can, on a first green day, they can bounce off this and run. But this obviously isn't a first green day, it's a red day.
Yeah. I was holding my finger on the stop level
No.
to put in my hard stop.
Fair enough. I mean, it's not normally my style to play. Like, I mean, it gapped up and it failed, and it gapped up. For me, I'm not sure where this is going, but I mean, for you, you pretty much nailed it. You nailed the trade, so I can't tell you that you did something good or bad. It's not my setup that I take, but for sure you nailed it.
Yeah, because I look on the daily chart, if the stock still has range to come down further. If it doesn't have range, I won't take the trade. And it needs to have some sort of action pre-market.
But I would say that on the daily, we can bring this up. So what does it say CRVS?
Yes, CRVS.
Just so people know what we're talking about. On the daily, it's gaps. This is pre-market highs. Let's just give it back. So then when it gaps up a bit, I would be like, well, is it going to go to the 6s or the 7s? I'd be a bit weird about it. And then if you look at it on a 15s, so the first thing I'm scared of is I'm not really scared of that because that was when the news come out. I'd be looking at the 7s to risk off. And then if you're not looking at the 7s, you've obviously got this peak pre-market and the 6s, which you are kind of more looking at, which is I agree with.
I was also looking at the 7s, but I just wanted to have good risk versus reward on this trade. So if it went higher, I would have stopped out at 6, look to reshort it once it really confirms.
So you've got a pop, a slam, and then it pops back up with a VWAP. You're taking it in about the 570s. You're willing to short into the 580s.
Yeah.
And then what happens if it breaks the 580s?
I'm stopping out at, let me see, what's the price? 597 was. I just stopped at 597.
Fair play. Because I mean, anytime you see, I think you've got this push pre-market and it just slams. And I mean, it's not. Is CRVS the electric vehicle? No, it's not. It's a bio. So like like WKHS and Solo and the other bullshit fucking electric vehicle stocks. When they slam, I'd say it was a trap. But when a biotech or a pharmaceutical slams, I'd be like, it's probably over. And it's on its first. Arguably, it's on a red day after its first green day, which wasn't a green day either. So yeah, I mean, I think not a bad choice. I think it's easy to say in hindsight, but it's nice to have a short here and then a reshort on the lower high and then cover into the failure of VWAP. Easy to say in hindsight.
Yeah, that's true.
I would say a short into VWAP, is probably not a bad short as well.
Yeah.
But this news must be meaningful because it didn't give it all back.
Yeah, I agree. I had a less order at 567, but I didn't get filled. So otherwise I would have gotten the breakdown of support at 542 on the intraday chart.
Yeah, but you've got like a triple bottom now, so I don't think the stock's going to go lower than the 530s, but not an amazing. I mean, it's an okay trade. You know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've probably got about 6% on it, 7%. It's all right. It's a decent enough trade. And then the second trade, let's have a look at it. I mean, dude, it's a better trade than the trades I took. My trades were terrible. NBC was good, but the other one was a fucking joke.
I also traded UMRX, and I got there was a small loss.
UMRX looks quite interesting. So let's.
I was really disciplined taking the loss here, putting my hard stop in. I only took it because my risk was only like. Let me pull up my P&L. Yeah, I was only taking it because I was risking only 5 cents. Otherwise, I would not have taken this trade.
So UMRX, obviously a terrible bearish chart down from the 18s to the fucking 1s. It's not in the hot sector of WKHS and all of the others, which are not so hot anymore. I think that's fading. You had a crazy nice first green day here. And then you had the gap up in the second green day, which actually squeezed above and then but it closed lower, and then it gap. So basically, this is a gap down play. Looks like not the first red day, but the second red day. Looks like it's finally reversing. But like on the first red day, it tricked everyone, and then on the second, what would be red day, it tricked everyone again, basically.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it wasn't a bad trade. It wasn't a good trade. I took the small loss.
So hang on. So let's try and. So this is it, right?
Yeah.
So, but let's just. So we'll have you. I mean, if you can talk, like, it's going to be easier to look at it, yeah.
Yeah.
So your key levels are basically, you've got a key level of 270, which is the previous high. So let's just mark that in. Oh no, I'm down. I was up 150. I'm down 50. Every time I go on live stream, this happens. Fuck's sake. So hang on. Let's just take a 5-day thing. So I just want to mark out a couple of periods of just support and resistance. NNVC is such a motherfucker. It's coming back. Both of them are coming back. But anyway.
Really?
So nah, it's okay. So just talk us through. I'm just looking at this on a couple of days. So you had the pop and you had the squeeze. So what was your thesis when you were trading UMRX?
Yeah, originally I was shorting at 275 and 295 with a hard stop at 305. In hindsight, that was the perfect trade. But
what was the first entry? 275?
Yeah, 275 and 295. However, I was too focused on CRVS and NFVC.
So you're shorting into the resistance basically, which is fine.
Yeah. UMRX was my third trade, my third ranked trade. I wasn't really thinking it would get back up there, but in hindsight, it would have been a nice trade. And I took a small loss on it.
So hang on, let's just see exactly what you did.
At 9:58 I entered, and 10:01 I exited, thinking that it would reject at 236. Sorry.
So we've got this stock here. So the main key line is 270, and you've already got the same kind of lines marked out. So you had so just to make sure I fully get this. Oh shit. So it's the second fake out red day. It's gapped up, to be fair. No, it's opening red greenish. So you thought this is overextended. It's faked out once. It's due to fail. You have the wash from the 230s to the 210s. You have the pop back up. I mean, honestly, how many times have we seen this play where you get a wash and then it pulls back over a VWAP and it's a long? Bram, you know this. How many times have you seen this rest on VWAP and rip?
Yeah, quite a lot of times. It wasn't a good short, but the risk was so low that I took it, and I said if it gets to 210, 212, I will cover for a 1 to 3.
So you basically shorted into the higher day resistance, basically.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. Yeah. I mean, in any other market, I would say you're fine to do that. It's just so UMRX, it's up a lot. It's got I see what you're doing because it's got this big wick on the second day that it squeezed to give it all back, which means it should be near its end, and I totally get that as well. I don't have VWAP on this, but
VWAP was
but now, look, we're at the wash. This rip up between 943 and 949, it's too much of a bounce. And if you're along, what are you going to be thinking? You're going to be thinking, I don't want to chase, but if it bounces off VWAP, I'm in. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Bounce off VWAP and ripped. And it's squeezed before, so it can kind of squeeze again. That's the other thing with it.
But if I look back on it, it's a very disciplined loss. I could have just shorted it higher and higher, and got myself a very bad average and covered 290 if I would really undisciplined. So.
Nah, I mean, at the end of the day, the stock has squeezed before.
Yeah.
Daily on the daily. When you get this run from the 210s to the 240s, I mean, look, I'm not a fan of ever shorten more when it breaks the high of day. Normally, it's the worst rate ever for shorts.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe back in the day I might have done it, but if you look on the daily, this stock is capable of huge range. It's squeezed before. If it breaks the pre-market high a day, which is what? So you covered around 277? Before, like 265 or 255 or something.
I covered at 237. Oh, before.
Yeah. So you saw it rest on the VWAP, and then when it was pushing off, you covered. Yeah, I mean, as soon as this breaks high a day, it's done. But on the flip side, I also believe that there's not exactly a trend break yet, but again, like this, if you look at the difference from this breakout to this breakout, you can see where it's going to fail, because this higher day breakout, it like, say it broke from the 270s and it went all the way up to the 320s, where this breakout went from the 320s to the 337. So this initial breakout was like, how much? Like 270 to 320, 50 cents breakout. This breakout was only 17 cents. So you can almost see when you get a big breakout or a weak breakout, generally the backside's coming, and all this stock's done since is give it all back.
Yeah. Totally agree. Well, it was kind of a silly short, but the loss was very tiny, so it's okay. My last trade was on same ticker as you, HIHS.
Say it again?
HIHS. Hard to pronounce the H. In Dutch is like it's very different in Dutch, so. Let me pull this chart up. This could have been a very good trade, but I covered way too early, which is kind of silly.
AIHS. It's fucking hell, yeah. Brown. Gosh. So yeah, I
Dutch
mean,
motherfucker.
It's a fucking terrible chart. So what were your entries on this?
My entries were, I think it was 183 and 181. Yeah.
So you shorted the backside when it failed VWAP?
No, I shorted 1006, this bounce, and then chased just a little bit because I was thinking it would be over, and I was risking 189. So very tight risk because if this.
Yeah.
What do you say?
What was the time of the short?
1006. I added at 1007, thinking this has potential to break down right here.
Yeah, but you're chasing me. Are you not?
1006 was shorting this bounce, little bounce here.
Okay.
Then
so
I added.
What made you cover that?
I was looking at the time and sales, and every time it got near support here at 174, I was seeing those buy prints come through.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of threw me off, because if you look at 947, 946, 947, it bounced here off support again at 952. So I was thinking this could really get back up there and squeeze.
Nah, I mean, the other way to look at this is the main level of volume support at the open is this, because it's supported on 2.8 million shares or 2.7 million shares. See the oh no, is that, oh no, it's pre-market, but it's still, I mean, it's still like a couple of million. But even not taking that into account, you can't. I mean, look, if you're going to short, you've got to risk off a proper level. You can't just play level 2 games and guess them. If you're shorting, what was the short? 10:07. So you shorted this.
10:06 first entry, second entry 10:07.
I would so you're shorting 182, 183.
No, 185 and 181.
Aye, so why aren't you risking VWAP in the 195s? I mean, if you look at the daily, this stock is probably going back to the ones. So why can't you risk 5 or 10 cents to get it to get 30 cents?
I was risking 5 cents. 189. It never got there. I was just kind of.
This stock's up 100%. Like, you've got to, if the stock's up 30%, then I try and get 10% and risk 3%. But if the stock's 100% up and it's probably going to go 70% down, you need to take smaller positions and risk 8% to make 30% or something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was in hindsight, it was a stupid cover, but.
Yeah, don't read level 2. Like, my biggest mistake, and hang on, we'll go back onto the.
I knew it was under VWAP. I just kind of I was through level 2 threw me off, so that's the only thing. Otherwise, I would have covered at 169 and 160. So.
The only thing I would say about The only thing I would say about that is don't if you're shorting a stock up 100%, give it the appropriate range and size. So take your size down and make your range go up, because you should always be risking VWAP in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sizing down more and stopping out higher. Yeah. Just play
the appropriate risk, because if it's up 100%, you cannot be shorting like fucking 160 or whatever and being like, oh, I'm at 164. Like, you need to give it like 10, 20 cents if it's up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you need to think, is it up 30% and I'm going to short 3 to make 10%, risk 3% to make 10%, or is it up 150% and I'm going to risk 15% to make 30%? Like, that's the way stocks go.
It's way better risk reward ratio, and in long term, it's way better for your account, and also when you get the profits. What would you advise me doing? Looking more at the chart and avoiding level 2?
Don't look at the big picture. Look at the big picture of the chart. You need to think, where are the key risk levels? Is it a double top? Is it the pre-market high? Is it the market open? Is it a daily level, like from 2 weeks ago or a month ago? Like, look for a key level on volume and risk that level. Never risk on level 2, because you're just going to get fucked up by market makers.
Yeah.
Like AIHS with the short that you took, you like absolutely need to be risking. You took AIHS on like, say 175 or something, or whatever it was. You need to either be risking 190, you need to be risking 205, or you need to be risking higher day at 220. And if obviously you need to be thinking, and you need to size accordingly into that risk. So you need to be thinking, I'll have a starter and I'll add near that risk, or I'll have a starter and I'll add a third, then I'll add mostly size near the other risk higher up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that's true. So let's say adding at 190, if it goes higher, adding at 205, and less add at 215, stopping out 225. Because it could have gone back up there.
But it's more just planning your size accordingly and stopping out accordingly. So you're thinking, this should fail here, so I'll bet this with this risk reward, and I'll add here and I'll put it if it breaks here. Just plan your risk reward accordingly. And if the risk reward isn't there, then don't take the trades.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Work on more. Yeah.
Because it's a huge.
I will rewatch this video again after this. So it's really.
No, but I mean, just to make it clear to you, like one more time. So you see NNVC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, say for example, hang on. There's multiple ways you can play it. If you're thinking this is this is a lower high, you're shorting here. There's a couple of ways you can play it. You can short full size and you can risk here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because VWAP's a key level. Or you can short a third at this level, a third at this level, and risk this key level where it failed at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you think that this stock is strong and it might retest higher day, you can think I'll just take half here and I'll take full size here and I'll risk the top. But like no matter what, you have to be risking. You can't risk VWAP. You have to be risking key levels of here, if here, if here, or maybe even here. But you have to risk the key levels on the chart and play accordingly.
Yeah, I totally agree. Risking key levels, yeah.
Just remember, I saw this in Britannia webinars, so I'm glad to pass it on to you.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. No, I really mean it. It's a good lesson for me.
Yeah, now I'm just hoping I don't get back all my profits. But like you see AIHS, like I'm taking an extra short here in the 170s. I don't know if it got covered. I think it did.
Do you plan on adding more at VWAP? 183, 184?
No, that's the thing. Like I'll cut it at VWAP probably.
Okay.
But you've got to plan your risk accordingly because this stock's up 110%. So you can't be like, oh, I'll risk 3 cents or 5 cents. You need to take lower size and risk higher percentages.
Yeah, I agree. So that you can really let the play work out. Otherwise, you're just stopping up early.
You're gonna get stopped up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Which is what I'm doing now. Like to be fair, I'm down 120 bucks, which sucks, but like I'll short this area, and then if it breaks VWAP, it's like too strong, so I'll just get out.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's midday is coming around. You don't really know what's gonna happen midday. It could also spike, go higher. I agree.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, whatever I do, I just don't want to give back my profits. I'm like 60 bucks down, and I'm 1.4 up, so. But if I lose any more than 300, I'm just quitting. But AIHS should go way, way down. Like AIHS, like, look, this time it gave it all back. This time it gave it all back. So it'll probably give it all back this afternoon. But it's just about being careful and not fucking up your size so you get squeezed out.
Yeah, that's true. I think in the afternoon it will probably break down. Usually.
Well, right now I'm flat on both. I'm up 40 bucks on AIHS. So do you see that like push just into VWAP just before?
Yeah.
So I just added into that. So I've got $7,000 short, and it's dropping quite fast. So I'm only up 40 bucks.
And where is your profit target? Break of 150 or?
No, like 120, 130, 140. We'll just have to see. But at the same time, like it's popping back up. It's a bit volatile, so we'll have to just see what happens.
Yeah, that's true. Mate, I have to go. Thanks very much.
I'm saying the same thing. So peace. Good to hang out with you.
Was nice. Thanks very much. See you later.
Cheers, bro.